Hello everybody, welcome back to another video of electrostatics. So previously we have discussed about dipoles and dipole moment. So in this particular video we'll be talking about the torque that is due to an electric dipole. So as you can see here in the board, we have a dipole consisting of two charges Q and minus Q separated by distance twice a, and as you have already learned, the dipole moment, that is P, is given by 2aq. Now what would happen if I place this dipole in an external electric field? So as you can see here in this figure, there is an applied electric field or an external electric field that is towards the x-axis. Okay, if I draw the axis here, the external electric field is towards the x-axis. And in that particular external electric field, I had placed a dipole. Okay, this particular dipole I have placed in this external field at an angle theta. So the dipole is placed in such a way. So if this is the electric field, the dipole is placed in such a way that it makes an angle theta. Okay, so that is pretty clear for the diagram. Now, taking the concepts of electrostatics into account, let us study it further. So since the dipole consists of two charges, one is a negative charge and the other is a positive charge, both the charges are going to experience a force because they are being placed in an external field, because electrostatic force F is given by charge multiplied by field. So whenever there is a charge placed in a field, so there will be a force that this charge is going to experience. So those forces are termed as F1 and F2. Okay, so F1 is the force experienced by the charge Q and F2 is the force experienced by the charge minus Q. Now, because of the difference of the nature, one is a positive charge and the other is a negative charge, equal amount negative charge. Because of the difference in nature, the direction of the forces are going to be opposite, but they are magnitudinally same. Why are they magnitudinally same? Because the charges are of the same magnitude and the external field in which the charges are experiencing the forces, even that external field is same for both the charges. So both the forces F1 and F2, they would be magnitudinally same, but they would be directed in the opposite directions. Now what are the directions? So as we have already discussed, a positive charge always experiences a force along the direction of the electric field, and a negative charge always experiences a force opposite to the direction of the applied electric field. So taking that concept into consideration, this here is a positive charge, so this charge is going to experience the force in the direction of the applied field. So F1 is directed along the direction of the external field. Similarly, this here being a negative charge, he is going to experience a force opposite to the direction of the electric field. So F2 is directed towards the left way direction and F1 is directed towards the right way direction. Now let us see what happens next. So as you can see here now, here we have found out the expressions for F1 and F2. So if I ask you to find out the total force experienced by this dipole, that F total would be given by F1 plus F2. Since both of the forces are same in magnitude but opposite in direction, so one of the forces can be considered positive, the other would be negative, hence the total force is 0. Now the total force acting on this dipole is 0. But what about the total torque? Okay, the total torque acting on this dipole is not 0. Now how can we say that? This is a very peculiar case. The total force, they are 0 because they are exactly equal in magnitude, but they are in opposite directions. If this is F1, this was F2, they are equal in magnitude in the opposite direction, that is why they cancel out each other. Now, had these forces been acting on the same point of contact, okay, what I mean to say is, suppose if this is the dipole, if both the equal forces would have been acting on the same point of contact, then the applied torque would also have been 0. But since the line of force is same, but the contact of forces are not same, hence the total torque acting on this system can never be 0. So that is a very important point that you need to understand. Now this is actually a concept of mechanics, but you can carry it forward for any general expression of torque in physics. So that is why the total torque in the system is not 0. Now let us try to find out those expressions for torque. Okay, now as you can see here, F1 is the force experienced by charge Q and F2 is the force experienced by charge minus Q. So if I need to find out the torque, that would be tau 1 and tau 2. So the first torque, tau 1, is the torque experienced due to the force plus Q. Now torque is always given by R cross F. That means R multiplied by perpendicular force or perpendicular force multiplied by R, where R is the distance or the point at which the force is applied from the point of hinge, matlab from the point where it would rotate. So as you can see in the figure right here, I am drawing it over. So this is the point across which the whole system is going to rotate, because if you can see, these were the two charges, Q1 and Q2, and because of these two forces, this force is going to rotate this object in this particular way, and this force is going to rotate the charge in this particular way. So as a whole, the system is going to rotate in this particular direction, and this would be the axis of rotation through which, this is the point through which the axis of rotation is going to pass. So taking this point, these distances are A and A, because the total distances were twice A. So if I now need to write down the expression for torque, I need to take the perpendicular distance. This A is not the perpendicular distance for force F1. So if I need to take the perpendicular component of this force, that component would be this one, right? This is the perpendicular component of the distance according to this force F1. So that particular component, as you can see from the figure here, that component is given by A sin theta. How can you know it? Because this angle was theta. So if you resolve it, this part would be A cos theta, this part would be A sin theta. So that perpendicular component is A sin theta. So hence your torque tau 1 would be given by F1, which is the force, multiplied by the perpendicular distance, that is A sin theta. Now for consideration, I have considered F1 as F itself. So this would look like as F A sin theta. And what was the expression for F? F was given by charge multiplied by electric field. We have already written down that expression. So taking that expression, it comes out as QE, which is the force, multiplied by the distance, that is A sin theta. Correct? So this is tau 1, which is the torque experienced by the first charge. Now for tau 2, we'll approach in the same way. That would be given by F2 multiplied by the perpendicular distance. Again, for this distance A, the perpendicular component would be this segment, right? So this segment, again, I have shown it here. This segment is again given by A sin theta, because this component, this was A, the component for perpendicular part would be A sin theta. Hence, your tau 2 is also given by F2 into A sin theta, putting the value of F2 as QE. So this would again look like as QE into A sin theta. So what would be the total torque in this situation? The total torque will either be given by adding both the torques or subtracting both the torques. Now if both the torques are in the same direction, if the rotation is in the same direction, both of the torques would be added. If they are in the opposite direction, they will be subtracted. So as you can see here, F1 is rotating the charge in the clockwise direction. Similarly, F2 is also rotating the charge in the same clockwise direction. So the total torque would be given by tau 1 plus tau 2, and you will get it as 2QE A sin theta. So if I remodify the formula, it will look like as 2AQ into E sin theta. This 2AQ can be written as P. So the expression would further look like as PE sin theta. So what we have come to know is the total torque in the system, that is given by, the tau total in the system is given by PE sin theta, where P is the dipole moment and E is the applied external field. I have replaced E by E external by E, and hence the expression would come out as PE sin theta. Now this can again be written as, because both of the things, both of the components or both of the quantities are vector quantities, so I can write these as P cross E. So this is the final formula for torque due to a dipole. It is given by the vector product of dipole moment and the applied external electric field. P cross E sums up for the total torque of a dipole.